My name is Ron, and welcome back. So today I'm going to talk about, what do you do if you hate your job? Now, the statistics that I've heard is that more than 85% of all Americans are actively disengaged from their work, which is a correct way of saying that I hate this crap. And so, right now I'm actually walking around my regular job, doing security at night. And as you can see in the background, I have the cityscape of Seattle in the background. That's the I-5 freeway with all the lights and cars going by. And I just thought it'd be like a cool thing to put in the background. And obviously it's nighttime, so I'm just standing under a light here on a building that I go through. But what do you do? If you every day you go to a job that you don't like, every day feels like a little bit more of you is dying inside. You see, if you ever feel stuck, like I can't leave this job, I can't quit, then, you're gonna feel, totally trapped and hopeless. And that's the big kicker. If you feel hopeless, all of your energy is gonna get drained away, and you're actually gonna start looking for ways, subconsciously, start looking for ways to get out of there. And believe me, I've done this before, and oftentimes it would result in this massive going away party of me intentionally screwing up in such a profound way that there was no other choice but to can me. But it was all part of the plan, and I did this many times over my early 20s. And as I got older, it was just like, why am I doing this? If I hate it this much, why am I continuing to get these type of jobs? I'm sure there's a lot of you can relate to this. I've doing security for a long time, and there are other people that do a lot worse jobs than this. You'd probably be working some food service job, and boy, I've seen how they get treated. And I've talked to many of them, and it's not cool, not in the slightest. And they want to quit so bad. But it's like, when I ask them, it's like, well, if you want to get out so bad, why don't you? Well, I got bills to pay. Okay? You got bills to pay. Is that what you're living for? Is that what I'm living for? I've been paycheck to paycheck before. And if you're living to pay your bills, you're not living at all. You're not. If your only job is to make sure that someone else gets your money, that you're going to a job you hate for, what the hell are you doing? What the hell was I doing? And so routinely I'd quit, and I'd take 6 months off, and then I'd go back, when I was skid broke, and then I'd do it all over again. So, I can't say that everything is peachy now, but it's better. Not as far as the job goes, I would say, because I'm still doing relatively the same thing for now, but my mindset has changed. Now it's like, this job is a stepping stone. This job is just one more step in the direction I want to go. I've learned a lot of things at this job, not maybe like technical things, but learned a lot about myself. Push out of your comfort zone. Sometimes I don't want to go knocking on people's doors. That's not enjoyable to me at all. But I'll do it. And at first, it was absolutely gut-wrenching. But then it's like, over time, you get used to whatever you do, even if you don't particularly like it at first. But keep an idea of a plan you want going forward. Where do you want to go? What's your goal? Take steps to get there. If you got a 9-to-5 job, as they routinely call it, or a night job, or whatever job, make physical effort to make sure that you don't stay there. If you have to spend a couple years at some job because, while you build your own thing up, that's perfectly fine. But you need to be building your own thing up in the side. You need to be dedicating some hours, every week to building your own thing up. Get clear on what you want. And if you're not sure, start building something. Get that feeling of, progress. Because believe me, years pass faster as you get older. That's a fact. Maybe because we just get so caught up in mundane, routine things that we just don't notice the time, flowing by. So, you know, not even a long time ago, it was just like, not even a year ago, it's like I was in some crappy job doing security as well, and I hated it, like really hated it. It was like all this fear tactic nonsense, it was this constant like blame game bullshit. Yeah, and I meant to say that too. So it was just like watching this petty crap all the time. It was draining just to be around it. And when I quit, I took a couple months off, and when I got back to it, what I did was I said I'm going to push myself to something that I'm not, as comfortable with. I started applying like crazy for jobs that I thought maybe I couldn't get. I now make 40% more an hour than I did before. But the only reason that happened is because I just went for it. I didn't listen to my prior experience saying that you can't make that kind of money, or, you've never made that much before. But I said, I don't care. I'm going to go for it anyway. What do I got to lose? I already spent all these years doing something I don't want to do. It's like, at least I need is like, a bigger paycheck next time. And on it goes. It's like, if I don't do this for me, who the hell's gonna? I spent 15 freaking years doing things for other people, and you know what got me? Nowhere. And if 15 years it didn't get me anywhere, where's it gonna get me in the next 15? Nowhere. So, helping people is awesome. It absolutely is wonderful. Getting stories of how you're helping people, it makes you feel good. But you can't help someone if you can't help yourself. Now, that's the truth. How are you going to help someone if you can't, lift someone up if you can't lift yourself up? So, to be a leader, you need to go first. That's the very definition of leading. So if you got a job you hate, or as they call it, actively disengaged from, regardless of how much you're making, redefine it. What do you want? And yeah, maybe you need to make a little less money in the short term in order to, take steps into the big term. That's okay. Balance it all out beforehand. Go in there prepared. It's a lot easier, like stress-wise, if you build your own thing up on the side while you maintain a job. That way you don't have that sense of mass urgency. The whole burn the shifts mentality. Believe me, if like I've done it before, it's like you go and burn the shifts mentality, you better be prepared to take some ridiculously drastic action. Because once that survival instinct kicks in, you believe me, you're going to be prone to doing things you really wouldn't think you'd be capable of doing. And that can be good and bad. Like if, there's when that instinct kicks in, if you need something to survive, or it's been defined as needing something to survive, you're going to willingly take actions that you wouldn't even consider before. And that could be detrimental to you. It can be. And that's just not pushing yourself. I'm talking about like maybe being violent, maybe stealing. If survival's at the stake on the line, you're going to do whatever it takes. And if you think you're not, boy, you've not been in one of those situations before. Organize one of them yourself. It's like put yourself in some situation where, even the hint of your survival is at stake. You'll see what kind of person you become. Believe me, morality shoots out the window pretty fast if, you're starving. Or if, you're in a life and death situation. You're going to do what you got to do. Not everyone, but believe me, when those instincts kick in, it's powerful stuff. So, go at it a little premeditated. Build it up on the side. Actively work at, getting out of that job. And if you have to take more money, less money in the meantime to do so, that's cool. It's a stepping stone. And you're going to feel better. Stress literally can kill you. So why stress yourself to death to pay someone's bills? To pay someone else's, invoices? The hell with that crap. Do what you got to do for yourself. Forget about everyone else. Forget about your boss or your coworkers. When the chips are down, it's believe me, they're not going to be the ones pulling you back up again. I've seen that many, many times in corporate environments and job environments where, you think they're your best friend, but boy, when those tables turn, they act like they don't know you. So, You know, you got to do what you got to do for yourself. And as I learned those things, my life has drastically improved. And so can yours. So go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell notification for the new videos I'm doing. This is all about personal finance and personal development, and the two are linked to each other. So have a wonderful day.